Brock Purdy had a 444 attempts, 308 completions, 4,280 yards, 31 touchdowns, 11 interceptions. Managed to have 39 rush attempts for 144 yards and 2 touchdowns last year. Thoughts on Brock Purdy?
But I like Brock Purdy right here. Like, I think this spot is just about perfect. Maybe slight regression, but the skill position players are ultimately there. The defense is still strong. They're going to be winning a bunch of games. And because of the ability to run the football, the play action game is always going to be effective. And this helps him be hyper efficient. I see no reason, is he going to finish QB6? No, probably not. But again, if he finishes QB, you know, 8 through 11, are we really going to be shocked about that? The fact that he backed up his performance from last year and maybe even letting him air it out just a little bit more. Maybe he sees 500 pass attempts. It's the touchdown numbers. Is he going to get 31 again? It's a big number on that few pass attempts, right? So, and those are the hardest things to predict. Would we be surprised if that number drops to 25? No, right? And I think that's where you're going to see the slide. I think his yardage is probably going to be about the same with how this offense is built and what they're able to do. I think his rushing attempts are probably going to hold to about the same. 39 for 144. You realize you can use his legs to get out of trouble, very much like Mahomes has used his legs the last couple seasons. Sneak one or two in the end zone there. So it's just the passing work. Like 31's a big number on 440 pass attempts.
He is what Kirk Cousins has been, right? Like just there, wildly efficient, safe points. Yeah. Now I think he's going right about where he's gonna finish. Maybe he's going a little bit too low. But yeah, Brock Purdy's a guy that like you hope you can get your hands on in any league that's there. And that's because he is as efficient as he is, because he's got the cheat code that is Christian McCaffrey, right? Who turns a 2-yard pass into a 12-yard gain. Like that's helpful. That's very helpful. Has a knack for finding the end zone and is in an offense that, is schemed up for him, right? Is schemed up for his strengths and allows him to get the ball into those playmakers' hands quickly and effectively, so that it takes the guesswork out of his hands, right? And it's very, very efficient. Yeah, he's a guy that like I don't want to take too early. I certainly don't want to miss, but if he's there at the right spot, like, yeah.
7% touchdown rate is an incredibly high touchdown percentage to have and hold on to and be able to duplicate, right? But a quarterback in other systems, things like that, I would be far more concerned about that. In this Kyle Shanahan system, really not concerned about that one. With the playmakers that are around him, not concerned about that one. And this is a guy that I think you're drafting him at his floor. Like this is a guy that, goes around and has a bad season. He's likely going to finish QB 11, QB 12, right? But this is a guy that goes out and has a very efficient, very productive, very good season. We could easily see him finish top 6 in the rankings here at the end of the fantasy season. So this is a guy that's, surprisingly doesn't have much risk baked in as far as how I'm kind of seeing this one, and has a ton of upside to it. So